girl saw her grandmother's doppelganger in the Appalachian Mountains. And this story, Katie said that she sent in this story because she needs advice. She's never told this story out loud to anybody without feeling crazy. So when Katie was 7 years old, she went to her grandmother's house for one of her usual visits to the Appalachian Mountains. Her grandmother lived in a cabin deep in the Appalachian Mountains, far enough that the road turned into gravel and dirt, and there was no cell service, no neighbors, just trees, fog, and a constant sound of insects and wind. Grandmother believed very strongly in the rules of the woods. Never whistle at night, never call your name out into the forest, never open the curtains at night and look outside. She said that the cabin was long and narrow, and two sides of the house were separated by a hallway that felt endless, especially when you were a kid. The hallway had windows along one side, and every single night, without fail, those curtains were drawn tight after dark. That was her biggest rule. But this week, she was the only one there. Her siblings were at camp, and she remembers feeling both uneasy and excited about this. Just about being alone with her. Well, that night was normal, so she eats dinner, she washes the dishes, and her grandmother tucked her into bed and then gave her a kiss on the forehead. And she said she even remembers the smell of lotion and how the floor creaked when her grandmother walked away. So she falls asleep instantly, like that kind of sleep that you don't dream at all. But then suddenly she wakes up in the middle of the night out of nowhere. She was terrified, but she didn't know why. Her eyes were open, but she couldn't move. She couldn't even breathe right. She felt heavy, like something was pressing into the mattress. So she tries to scream. Nothing comes out. She cannot move. Eventually, she is able to jerk herself free, and she literally just gasps for air like she had been underwater. She was so thirsty that her mouth hurt and her tongue was swollen. She said that she needed water so badly that it almost felt like an emergency. So she climbs out of bed, and she does it as quietly as she can because she didn't want to wake up her grandmother. She wasn't sure why she didn't want to wake up her grandmother. She just knew that she shouldn't wake her. Now, she said that when she walked out into the hallway, it felt colder and darker than normal, even though the light was illuminating from a playroom that was on the side. She walks slowly to the kitchen, but when she reaches the doorway at the end of the hall, she stops dead in her tracks. Her grandmother is standing in the kitchen with her back facing her. Her grandmother is completely still. No movement, no sound. She is just standing there in the dark. She said that something felt wrong immediately and that she can't really explain it better than that. But her body felt like it was screaming at her to go back to her room. So she starts to slowly turn around. She's halfway turned around when her grandmother says, "I know you're awake." She said the voice sounded like her grandmother, but also not. It was like every word came from a different recording. It sounded stitched together, wrong, too slow, too flat. Before she can say anything, her grandmother starts to slowly turn around slightly. And then she spoke and said, "Look outside. It's so pretty at night." Her grandmother would never say that. She drilled it into them constantly to never look outside at night. She did not wait for her to turn fully around. She sprinted down the hallway, back